Hello and welcome to Ian's Kitchen, my kitchen, where you and I together will make some food magic and some alchemy. For that to happen, first we need some tools. These are our chef's knives, and they're quite precious to chefs. Usually, chefs will say, "Don't touch my knives, nobody else sharpen
Can't touch this."
another chef's knives," because actually chefs invest a lot of money and a lot of love into these tools. What we have here is an assortment of tools. They're by no means all the tools that are available. If you're a starting chef, you will need nothing more than your chef's knife and your sharpening steel. I'll go through the rest of them along the way. What you need to know is that a knife is sharp because when it is sharpened, the steel is drawn out and microscopic hairs are created on the blade. What happens as you cut is that these hairs act like a saw. So this kind of motion is very good. A lot of people cleave their vegetables. It's not really great, but the sawing motion is to be preferred. So when you're using your knife, in the beginning when the knife is very sharp, the hairs are in alignment. As you use your knife, the hairs start to get out of alignment, and eventually, if you don't comb them with your sharpening steel, they will break off and you will get a dull edge. So what we're doing here is not so much putting an edge on a knife, it is more maintaining the edge that you already have. And how do you do it? Well, you take your knife, you put 2 fingers on it, 3 fingers on the shaft, and then you go from bottom to top, away from yourself, like so. Or you go from bottom to top, towards yourself, in a sort of half moon motion, at the same time as you have a slight angle between the knife and the sharpening steel. So that's how you sharpen your knife, like this, sharpen. When you're done, eventually you are going to have to put a new edge on the knife. The way you do it is that you either send the knife to be professionally sharpened, or you can buy some Japanese whetstones, which I do have. That's going to be another video where I'm going to show you how to sharpen your knife with Japanese whetstones. And actually I prefer that because a lot of professional sharpeners take off a lot of metal from the knife, which reduces the amount of time you can use your knife effectively. The more they take off the metal, the thicker it becomes and the duller the edge. So I prefer sharpening my knives myself.
Seriously, do it.
What we have here is the very important sharpening steel. We also have a salmon knife. Now these are very handy, especially here in Scandinavia, where we do eat a lot of both cured and smoked salmon. And this is a very sharp and flexible knife, which is used to make thin slices. We have a slicer. This is a Japanese high carbon steel knife, and very, very sharp, very nice for making clean slices of cooked meat. You have a santoku, which is a Japanese vegetable knife. You have your all-important chef's knife, and what you should be looking for when you get your chef's knife is that it is comfortable in your hand. You should feel this is a very personal thing. I can't tell you what length it should be. What I can tell you is, as I said before, the comfortability aspect, and when you're using it, it shouldn't feel too long or too short. Then you've got your deboning knife. This is for working around joints and bones, leg of lamb, that kind of thing. You've got your paring knife for working with small things like, turning vegetables or mushrooms. And you've got your cleaver, which is good for separating, for example, legs of chicken, joints, this kind of thing. This is basically an axe. And it's going to help you do a lot of the dirty work.
It's the dirty work. Somebody's gotta do it.
So you've got your basic kitchen introduction to our tools. Now let's move on to how to use them.
Sharpen me, or I'll circumcise you in the shower.